T-minus 5, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
And
It's cold.
you'll never guess where Jack is. She's not in Spain anymore.
I'm not in
And she's not in Kansas anymore either. Where is she? She's in the UK. Of course she's in the UK. Where else would she
It's
be?
okay. I'm in a hot hotal room, so it's all good.
Yeah, it's all a big prop.
Jack, just our little Eskimo pie.
I've been so glad my lovely
Got the heating up so high, she's sweating.
in Florida.
She's in Florida, yeah. Well, welcome to another show, and we have a guest tonight, but we don't know where Kev is. So, Kev, wherever you are, it's 8 o'clock, mate.
This
I'll bet he's eating his curry.
Yeah, he's having his curry early. That's what he's doing. He's trying to warm up eating a curry. He's in the UK at the moment. Well, I don't know where you are in the UK, if you're in the UK, but here it's just rain, 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 more rain, and more rain.
The
But
last two licorice, Barclay.
sorry. Well, let's have a quick look in the chat and see who's in there. Harvey says, I'll be in first. I've been here since 1422.
he was. I can verify that. He was there.
1422.
Followed by Bud.
But Barkley was here 2 days ago. I mean, God, that'll teach you, Barkley. Hope you join us. But anyway, so Harvey's here, Bud's here, SMJ Drones
That's
is here,
Steve.
Keith's here, Windwalker Drones is
Chad.
Chad is here, and Chuck's on his way to Detroit. So he's just about landing, probably about now. So enjoy your trip to Detroit, Chuck. Gator Drone, all the way from Florida, says good afternoon. Well, it is where you are, but it is not where we are. And Johnny Drone Flyer, who let him in again. He's here again. Johnny's here. Hi, Johnny.
Johnny.
Who else we got in the chat? Oh, Mark's here. And Tom, all from Canada, he's here. Justin's here too.
Oh, dear.
All says good afternoon and good evening, fellow old farts. Well, some of us are. Some of us are a bit younger, like Terry.
So what point are you officially an old fart? My next birthday, I'll be 70. Does that count?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. You're about 10 years in there, Marcus.
State of mind.
I would say 60 plus.
Next year.
You are
I will be, yeah.
80 years young. And you
80
don't look a
years
day
young.
over it.
That's why I don't give too much of a toss, to be quite honest.
Patrick says hello, Mark, Bob, Steve, Chuck. Anyone else who's in the chat? Right, so look. Laurie, I'll take it you're with Chuck in the aeroplane, maybe, or maybe not now. And Caroline's in the house, and she says, good evening.
Sweet Caroline.
I had a little fly with Caroline today. I wanna
We
show-
are creatures of habit.
Yeah, we are indeed.
Yeah.
Right. Who else we got in the chat? Anyone else?
Look at this. See this missing bit?
Yeah.
Caroline did that today.
Caroline, the seeker of drones, the destroyer of drones. Elaine, are you
I
doing?
just found 10 cents, Marcus.
Say again, Terry.
I've just found 10 cents.
Oh, a dime. A dime.
All at once.
So what's a nickel? Is that a cent?
A nickel is 5 cents.
Oh, 5 cents. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
We
cent.
no longer have pennies in the U.S. They quit making them. No
Oh,
more.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Too small.
I'm
Can't buy
trying
anything
to visit
anyway.
Johnny Mac. I'm just reading through the chat here. Oh, Karen's joined us. I bet Karen's working tonight, aren't you, Karen? Bless her.
Tom's in.
Yeah. I think. Oh, Stevie Knowles and Suzanne. Anyone else? Lauren's in.
Destroyer of Avadas.
Lauren is in.
Jerry Bauer's in.
Lauren is in.
The Canadian contingent is here in force.
And Jim Anderson in the chat. Jim Anderson.
He's another Canadian. I'm telling you, the Canadian contingent. They're here in force.
Yeah.
Well, Jim Anderson, I was thinking, thinking someone else. Douglas Melvin. How you doing, Douglas?
I was going to say, have you said
FJ, one of them.
DD Fellows?
Yep. Douglas Melvin. Surely Dev. Must be Dev then.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back in again. Terry, I'm enjoying the aniseed variety right now, he says.
Who's that?
Barkley. Budley.
Barkley. Oh, it's too late. I've eaten all of mine, Barkley. They're gone.
Right, I think we've covered everyone now, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and Nigel Scott, there we are. If I have missed your name, welcome anyway. Right, okay. What's going on here? That's better. What's going on here? Right, so I think
You're bloody well right.
you've got to be right to know. I think we're going to bring our special guest on, shall we? Yeah, let's do it. You'll like this. I like this.
Ours.
Let's welcome this week's Drone Seekers live show special guest.
What a flashy arrival.
Ideal, Stephen.
Let me just say one thing. You can always tell how much this channel is growing and how more people are watching it, because I remember back in the days when I first was a guest on here, because you would sit in the back room eating all the shrimp and all the rest of it. And by the way, the champagne's quite good this year. I'll have to say the budgets went up, but it used to be that you would wait for 3 minutes and then you would be in. It's 8 minutes past.
Oh, it's
I think that when your guests are actually behind in the champagne room for so long, you know, we might get a bit more tipsy. It just shows it's growing. Well done, guys. Well done.
I think what I'd have to do is just put all the names on the list. Read among yourself. So I think you can put this. So you put the comments on there. Look, you put one down here. I think that was smaller. No, you can read them very well. Anyway,
cool.
welcome back to the show, because I said we haven't had you on the show for.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it was. I'd have to look back to the history.
Forever and ever.
I think it's been over a year.
Yeah.
It's got me.
Wow.
Message from Kev there says, "Good evening, Drone Seekers. Hopefully, I'll be with you in a minute."
Yeah. Hurry up.
I think Kev just wants me to get me to the green room and he can eat all the
He's back eating all the shrimp and drinking all the champagne.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
So, why? Yeah. So, how's business going? Is it going good?
It's going very well. You always know that business is going well when I'm not flying. When I'm not flying, business is going well. It's true. It's very true. If I'm flying, that means that means business is not doing well. So, but I actually like I was saying, before we went on air, I was out flying today for fun. I was literally out flying today. It's -18 here today, and
For you Americans, that's 0.
Yeah, for you Americans, that's cold. Okay. So,
no, Marcus. I mean, if it's -18, I mean, Stephen's talking in Celsius here. He's talking about Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I was quoting Fahrenheit. Stephen was quoting Celsius. Yes.
So, but -18, that's
0 Fahrenheit. Yeah.
that's cold.
Well, I decided in my utter madness to go out and fly in that temperature today for fun. So, and I live nearby the sea. You know, Helsinki is surrounded by the Baltic Sea, and at this time of year, when it's this cold for so long, the Baltic Sea freezes. So you can walk for kilometers. You can walk for a very long time on the sea, which is really cool. You know, so I
is that
decided
where
to
you
do
flew your drone?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I did.
okay. Look forward to that one.
So it was nice. It was difficult. It was cold. So
Polar bear?
Yeah. So I didn't no polar bear. I just had to watch for the ships.
Leopard
the ships
seal?
were-
No leopard seals?
On the frozen sea.
Orca.
No.
So just ice, mainly ice.
I need to watch. I need to watch for the bicyclists because some people bicycle on the sea.
Yeah.
Once nearby, once someone actually landed a plane. So someone landed a Cessna on the sea, on the
Wow.
ice.
Wow.
Yeah,
How-
it's that thick. Yeah,
How thick is this ice then? I mean, it's going to be quite thick, surely.
it's very thick. It is very thick. Yeah,
I was gonna say,
it's very
because
thick.
I'm just thinking of, a person walking on it would be worrying enough, but an aeroplane landing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only a Cessna, so it's quite small. Yeah.
I've walked on a frozen lake in Austria, and you can hear the ice moving and
Very thick.
creaking.
That's a bit different. Hi, Kevin. How you doing? It's a bit different because we do have the ice freezing, and when it gets around springtime, you can hear it, and you get these cracks all over the place, and it's quite scary. But of course, you know it's safe. You know because there are people that are monitoring that, so it's good.
Yeah.
Is Kev frozen?
Yeah, we're getting, and I'm hearing a little bit of feedback from something. I don't know.
Yeah, there is a bit.
Came on.
Kev joined.
Must be you, Kev.
I think
Yeah.
I think he's frozen, even though he's doing a very good sort of.
Yeah, he's like,
Could be one of those people in the town centre that only moves when you pay them money. Give him some money.
And you and you still see the fan above him going, or the TV in the background still running.
Yeah, it says he's here, but just frozen. Oh, poor Kev's cold as well.
He's not. Listen. If he's saying he's frozen, you should have been out today flying in -18. That's frozen. Don't tell me frozen. I know
So-
frozen.
Stephen, when you're done, do you if you're a true Finn, you jumped right in the sauna, right?
Yes. Although, actually, Marcus, I will back up a little bit there because the phrase "true Finn," right? If you use the word "true Finn," it refers to it refers to a political party here in Finland.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
How can I say?
Yeah.
yeah.
On the far right.
In the US, we call it MAGA.
Oh, God,
Finish
that makes
with
me feel so ill.
So using the term "true Finn" is not the best thing to use.
Yeah,
Of course, you know that. You know? But yes, so we do that. So actually, when I was, there is a sauna place next to where I was today, actually, and they have it's a public place, which is really nice. You can go there if you ever come to Finland, come to Helsinki. This is where you go to. It's great, and they have a hole there where you can go into, and you can so you go from the sauna into the sea. Yeah.
So I mean, that's got to be. I've never done that. I've heard of it though, but that's got to be shocking, right? You're all hot and you're sweaty, and then you jump into that ice cold water.
No,
Yeah,
thanks.
but actually the water is not that cold because the water is actually warmer than the air. Because if it was,
Well, that's
frozen,
even
it would
worse
freeze.
then. You wouldn't want to get out, would you? If that's the case, once you've got in.
It's actually the other Flyby guy, Kai, our business developer, he he's from Germany, and he comes over here. He spends a week here every month. He has an apartment here, and that's his hobby. That is his hobby. He actually goes to so there are certain clubs that you can go to, and you can go and jump into the the frozen sea because it's a pastime, and it's you have these societies that you can join, and some of them you have to wait because they're so popular,
Oh my God.
Well, yeah, so there is a flyby guy who actively jumps into the frozen sea every day if you could get away with it. So,
Wow.
Hey, I got a serious question for you, Steve. Stephen, I should say.
you call me Steve if you want, it's fine.
Yeah,
I think
I had an uncle named Steve. So your business is most of it in Finland proper, and of course I know you used to do drone shows, but now it's mostly inspections and photogrammetry and things like that.
Yeah, so we're still doing the drone shows, so we still do that, but the majority of our business at the moment is in the inspection. So we do, and it's not just in Finland. So we do this, all over. So we've got work coming next week in Sweden. So we have a pilot going over there to do a load of inspection work. We're just about to start a big project in the Baltics. That's in Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, where we're doing telecom, and that's going to be a whole year of inspections, a whole year in all those countries. So we have got guys that are going to be doing that. Right now, we have a run of construction work, which we're doing, which sounds really boring. It sounds incredibly boring in terms of, but it's really, really good regular work. And we do this, so we fly there every week. So we've got 5 or 6 sites that we do, and with and a few of those sites we even do twice a week. And that is ongoing for the next 3 years, because these are big construction. These are actually data centers that are being built here by.
And they're being built everywhere, aren't they? I mean, where are they building giant data centers? Gosh.
Yeah, it's huge business, especially in Finland, because we have a lot of cheap energy. So so to run electricity and whatnot, it is very cheap.
Easy to cool, right? I mean, that's huge. That's a big deal. People don't understand how important cooling is to those data centers.
Yes, it is. And we have Google data centers. There's currently Microsoft. There's currently 3 Microsoft data centers being built here.
Azure.
Yeah, and also TikTok as well. So in wintertime, they just leave the doors open. They have the doors open, and it's it's big. And then we have the wind turbine. So we do the wind turbine inspections. That'll be starting in April, and that'll run for a few months as well. So we've got a busy now is getting into the planning side for us, even though we have pilots that are doing all the construction and stuff every day. So that runs, but right now we're planning for the other inspections that are going on right now. So we're really busy with the planning, So, when you have a drone company, it sounds really wonderful. You're out there flying drones, but really, all you do is you sit in meetings and planning.
Logistics.
Okay. Well, so you start in this city, then you have to get to that other city up there. So what you do in between, and you have to work all that out. And how they drive there. That's not a drone company, but this is a drone company. This is what you do,
Yeah.
Got a follow-up question. So anybody that watches my channel knows that every time I see a cell phone tower, I got to do an orbit around it, right?
Yeah.
And so I get comments all the time, people saying, "Oh, you're going to lose your drone. That cell phone tower, it's going to, you're going to lose your connection. You're going to lose your drone." I can't tell you how many comments I get. So my question is that A, no, it's on a different wavelength, right? And then B, when you're doing an inspection, how close do you actually get to those towers with the drone?
We get as close as we possibly can, and that would be within about 5 or 10 meters. So we have to get as close. So if you think of this as a cell tower, right? We will start. We will do orbits. So you constantly do orbits, and you do orbits all the way around. So you do as many as possible. You'll also do a larger orbit as well, because you want to see the area around, and then you'll do a panorama from the top. So you do about maybe 10, 15 meters from the top of the tower. You then do a panorama shot, and then you do some, you then do some photogrammetry that you do kind of side by side. You know, you do that, and so that gives the planners more than enough data that they can really go in, because, you know, I mean, you want to be using, for example, I'll say minimum, let's say Mavic 3 Enterprise. And when you do those orbits as close as you can, that then allows you to even zoom into any of the labels that are on the cables. You know, so you can
read them. Cool.
Yeah. So that is really important, because if they can read some or all of those cables, you know, they go, that's good, that's fine. You know,
so I got to keep coming up with follow-up questions. Well, I'm just curious. So you end up with all this footage, and you end up with all these pictures, footage, etc. Does that just go in a raw lump to your customer, or do you have to organize those in a certain way? Or
yeah, so it's just per tower. So we just dump everything. So every tower. So I mean, for example, for this next project that we have, I think we'll have about 3,000 towers. So we'll have codes for every tower. So we'll have, and we use this one platform that we use, and we upload everything. Everything's got a code, and it goes into that, and then they deal with it after that. So once it's uploaded, it's not our problem. The only
they got whatever their software is,
yeah.
And yeah.
Kev, you're keeping very still there, friend.
Okay, I've dominated this. I'm going to shut up now and let other people ask
Well,
questions.
I'll tell you what, I mean, obviously Stephen makes quite a few. I'm sure a lot of you know Stephen makes lots of videos on factual things going on in the drone world.
Steve, you should jump straight to number 2, because that is a wind turbine one.
Okay, right, okay, then we'll do just that. Enjoy the video. Number 2, you say, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
Let's go. Here we go.
Do
Those
they
very
stop-
close to wind turbines.
Do they stop them while you're filming, or slow them down?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Right.
So we don't film them. We actually photograph them. So we don't film them. I will say I did not take any of that footage because I wasn't there. that was our pilots. That was our pilots.
It was at home.
That was Alistair and Dennis who were on that team. So they took all that footage. So I just edited it. You know?
Well done, Alistair, well done.
So, but yeah. So what they do is, I'll just show you here.
They want to know how many batteries you got through in a day. We don't know. Oh, how many batteries do you get through in a day?
We see this key.
Yeah.
This key. That key we have can operate every turbine in Finland. This is the master key. This is the master key for every turbine.
Okay.
So what happens is
You arrive,
our
turn it
guys. I don't know. So our guys are trained. So we put them through the training. So first of all, they have to go through the safety training. So they go through how to climb and how to rescue someone if someone's injured up on the turbine, so they can bring them all down. So they do all the ropes and stuff. It's about 3 or 4 days training, how to deal with fires and whatnot. And then they go through the other training, which we send them to Poland for, which is how to operate the turbine. So every operator, all our guys must know how to switch the turbine on and off. Now, the turbine has to be in a certain position, so it's always that you have one blade up and two blades down, and they take and then they take the pictures from one. So one guy is down and he's operating the turbine, so he's moving it, and the other guy's flying. So they just swap it back and forth. So that is what they do. So it's not just a case of going there and flying. They need to go there and actually but they're trained and they're certified to operate every turbine in Finland.
No, I know about the smaller turbines, but the bigger turbines, the smaller turbines actually need electricity to actually get moving.
Yeah, they also need wind. They also need wind. So
of course, yep.
But what I mean is, if our guys go on site and there's no wind at all, so if there's no wind, not a breath of wind, they cannot inspect it because they can't move it.
They can't get it into position. Oh, okay, right. Yeah.
So quite often they will send pictures saying, we can't work today, so they'll just sit in and they'll sunbathe and stuff, because they can't do anything,
Yeah.
Can you move it? You can just get up and just hang on it and pull it down. It's not going. We'll leave. We come back tomorrow.
It's true, and that's why we have to plan, very, very, very hard on the weather. So we need to look very hard at because we have days where they're going to be, and they can do, depending on the conditions, depending on the state of the turbine, if it's in a good state or not. Sometimes they can do up to 10 or maybe 12 a day, So we need to really look at. So that's when we do our planning. We're looking at where they are, but then of course you can say that that location, the weather's not great or something. So maybe you go somewhere, but you want to keep them nearby. So it's difficult to really
yeah. So what a conundrum. You need the wind to move the turbine, but not too much that you can't fly the turbine.
I just imagine Stephen would go and fly them, and some days they'd be going slow. Other days he'd have to duck between them because they go.
I know.
I think if there's too much wind, that switch them off. They can't go too fast.
If there's too much wind, because what happens with the blade on the turbine, they actually flex a lot. So they flex, right?
Oh, right.
So the higher the wind, the more flex there is, and they can flex up to 5 to 7 meters.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So they have to feather high winds.
Right.
Yeah. So if it's too windy, we don't do it. We just don't do it. It's too dangerous.
Sounds like 100. Someone said it's 120 meters before the blade height. I'm talking about the height. I'm talking about the blade off the ground. I'm guessing it's 120 meters. Yeah,
perfectly legal as a Part 107 flyer in the U.S. I can go, if I'm within 400 feet, I can go 400 feet above.
Yeah.
Lawrence says, do you need a windy app as part of your mission planning? A windy app?
Well, yes, actually we do. So we do monitor windy a lot, but of course, I think Lauren was saying, so you get 120 maybe up to the nacelle, which is the big part, the middle. But then when the blade goes to the very top, so you can be up to 270 meters sometimes, 250, 220 meters.
Wow.
But we are allowed to fly that because the owner of the turbine allows us to. So we don't even have to ask permission. They will give us permission so we can fly. So when you're up at 270, it's not your usual, I'm flying 120 or something, So the wind can be more, but sometimes it can be really rocky up there, So
the other thing is, look at a sectional chart sometime. It'll tell you where the wind farms are at, and there's not going to be low flying aircraft around those wind farms, or at least not on purpose.
No, of course not. No.
Yeah.
So I mean, it is always generally very, very safe. But the main thing is that you might have other drone operators that are flying there as well. So because you'll have other operators that are working for other companies that are doing other kind of inspections and stuff. So we do the blade inspection. So we are always checking for the blade. That because during the winter, like we're having now when it's very, very cold, that's when the blades get damaged. So the blades get that. So and when those blades are damaged, you don't get the same amount of performance for for generating electricity. So even if a blade is semi-damaged but is still working, you're not getting as much performance out of it, and so they're basically losing money. So that's why when we need to get everything done in time. So we have got a time limit to get everything done, because once we are done, they send in the maintenance guys and then they fix it so that it's done for the next time.
So you're flying a Matrice, is that it?
Yes, the 350, yeah, with the P1. So we use the P1 payload with a 50 millimeter lens.
What is the wind rating on a Matrice? How fast a wind can you fly it?
I think it's about 15 meters per second, if not more. But it doesn't really matter with the Matrice. What matters is the wind turbine. we need to be careful with the wind turbine, because again, you have the flex there. So that's because if the drone hits the blade, we are looking at it's like bye-bye.
Bye-bye, expensive drone.
The drone is not the money. The drone is not the concern. It's the blade.
Yeah.
It's the damage to the blade. Because and that's why I'm always very critical. And you may see me as commenting to some people's videos online when they post that they're especially flying FPV around the wind turbines. It really, really annoys me, because if you hit one of those blades, if you even if it's a small drone, the damage that you do is it's costing a lot of money. They need to really and that, so it's almost like a Formula One car. If you have something wrong that takes the wind resistance out, you're losing seconds, and of course that can be the difference between winning and losing, kind of thing. But the amount of money that is being lost that you can't get, so it's not performing, is a lot. I was really surprised, actually. Yeah.
Elaine, have you ever hit a blade?
No, absolutely not. If we did, we wouldn't be doing this.
Flybyguys, nope, they smacked the blade up.
It's one strike and you're out. Trust me.
Yep. Yeah. Be good at your job, or your job will be good to you. No more.
Yeah.
Rob, we've got another video to watch. I think. Let's have a look.
Kev's doing a great job holding that pose.
So let's watch the video.
We've all been getting excited about the episode of Adolescence where the one take, including the drone shot, has been blowing everyone away. Now, from a technical standpoint, this has been an incredible episode and something that we really like to see from a technical standpoint. But there's a new player in town, and there's a new episode of another TV series which I think takes it to another level. And we're going to get into that right now. Hi everyone, Stephen from the Flybyguys. So we're going to be talking about the TV show The Studio. Now, The Studio is on Apple TV+. It stars Seth Rogen, and he's also producing and directing this as well. It's got an amazing cast in it, and it is a really, really good show. I actually urge anyone who really likes filmmaking and really likes from a technical standpoint and production. This is a fantastic show, and it's very entertaining. It's actually very, very funny. But now we're up to episode 5 of The Studio, and many episodes are very like Adolescence in terms of they do this one take thing, and of course it's set within like a movie production. So a lot of people, lots of moving parts. is really impressive, and it's actually very, very funny as well. So I would urge you to watch it. But we're up to episode 5 now, and episode 5 at the very beginning pulled off what I would say is one of the best drone shots that I've seen on television or even in the movies. And it's this one here. So it actually, now I don't have the full shot of it because I can't seem to find anywhere to actually get this, but I have this little snippet of it. And it's really at the beginning. Now, you don't get the full essence of this shot because you're not seeing what's happening before it, and you're certainly not seeing what's happening after it. But you can see here that this shot is actually tracking, and then it's pulling up, and then it's going over to another location, and it's all one take. And you can really see how tough this is with the lighting, because there's a lot of shadows there. So the lighting is obviously very, very tough to get as well. And then it comes down, and then it really focuses on the car. But it's perfect. It really is perfect. Now, I think that this is very, very different from Adolescence in terms of that the Adolescence shot was done very manual. And if I can be slightly critical of Adolescence, I thought that the drone flight itself wasn't so smooth as I was hoping it would be, but I think that maybe there's something to do with legislation, that maybe they couldn't fly over certain places, that they had to follow a certain route. I find the camera is a little bit too kind of jittery, and I mean, especially when it comes down to land near the end of that shot. But I don't want to be too overcritical of it because it's a great piece of technical work. But here in this shot, which I think is in a more controlled environment, they have really done an incredible shot. Now, I think that this was probably done with waypoints. They were probably using, everything was programmed in, but how that shot was led up to, and how, were they using a drone before that? It seems like they were not, I don't know, but it's a wonderful piece of technical ability, and it's great to see drones using this, and it really becomes part of the storytelling as well. So, and because you hear that there's sound happening from the other side, and of course it's bringing you into that immersiveness. But I do think that this is a great technical piece, and I think that this is one of the best drone shots. I was watching it, and I couldn't actually believe what I was watching, because I was, at the time I was watching, and I kind of jumped off the chair and went, oh, that. And then when the episode finished, I actually went back to rewatch it a few times to see how it was. But it's fantastic, and it's great to see that this kind of technical production is going on in a TV show, and how they're really using drones, I think is absolutely fantastic. Some people will probably never really notice it. They'll just see it because, how we see special effects now and stuff like that. But and I think that the studio was probably tipped to be better than Adolescence technically, and that maybe Adolescence had to get out there first in order to show that it's a very sensitive subject, of course, as well, and I think it does deserve all the awards. But I think the thing that the studio will be fighting for those awards as well, because it's technically fantastic. But what do you think? If you've not watched the studio, please get down there and watch it. Sign up to Apple TV Plus if you haven't got, because you'll get a couple of months free. It's worth it just to watch the studio, and also you should watch Severance as well. That's also technically wonderful too. It's a fantastic show. Anyway, that's all what we have for this video. I hope you enjoy. Please leave a like and a comment if you've watched it and if you liked it, and what you thought of it. And we'll see you on the next video. Fly safe.
Yeah, it was just a stumble between those two.
I forgot that
Drone
video.
shot.
I actually forgot, but now thinking back to, I think it was the Golden Globes or the Emmys, and Adolescence and the studio both, they both wiped the floor, so they both got all the awards, which I thought was well deserved. It was actually really, really good.
How many among us now, when we watch a TV show or a movie, don't just jump up and go drone.
Drone shot.
Well, I've been watching a bit behind us. I've been watching Yellowstone, and every time I go, that's a good drone shot. That's a good drone shot.
I even watched Traitors and went, oh, drone shot.
So I actually have a friend that does camera work for a major U.S. TV show. I'm not going to tell you which one because then you might guess who the person is. However, he does also a lot of their drone work too, flies their drone, one of the shots that they do. I was talking to him the other day, and I don't know what even brought it up, started talking about having a Part 107 license. He does not have a Part 107.
Wow.
And he does, I don't know, tons of drone work, tons.
Well, I suppose you do need, because this is a commercial drone.
It's commercial, absolutely, yeah.
You should. It's
Yeah,
It's all
he said, I
part of
should probably get that. I go, yeah, you probably should.
Yeah, let's hope he does.
I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised that the production company doesn't demand.
You know, what that tells you, Stephen, is how little people know about drone regs, right?
What if you got liability?
Yeah, I mean, there are many companies that we work with. Even if we're working with production companies, where even before you sign the contract and stuff, they'll say we need to have your insurance, we have to have your liability. We want all the drone pilots, we want all the certificates and stuff. We have to do all that, even before it's signed, so that they see everything's okay. Because if they get one thing that happens, if someone goes out and they get audited, the FAA or the CAA comes in, it's so it's quite surprising actually, because I thought they would have been a bit more due diligence about that. But I would nudge your friend to go and get his Part 107 immediately, just in case.
Dude, let me tell you, I unloaded on him. I'm going, what are you doing? And I was talking. So he goes to Europe once in a while too on shoots, right? And so I was asking, I took the European test, and I was asking him. I said, "Oh, okay, so you must have." Oh no. Yeah,
it's surprised because in the UK now, I'm not sure, because obviously in the UK, the one used to be the what's it called?
Part 2.
It's called GVC now in the UK, which is like the 107, I'm guessing, but realistically, I don't know. Once upon a time when it was called it used to be called the PF something, and you used to have
PFC, PFC.
And you used to have to take. Not only did you have to take a theoretical test, you had to do a practical test as well.
But that's also for your GVC as well. Because I have my GVC. Well, right. I have my GVC, even though I'm not in the UK, but I have my GVC. So I took.
Where did you do that? Did you do it in the UK?
Sorry?
Did you do your GVC in the UK?
Yeah, so I done all the theory stuff online, and because I had to do drone shows in the UK in October or September, and I came and I had to have my GVC. So when I came over to do the shows, I had booked I booked my practical test. So I had to. So this was in I think it was in Kent somewhere or something. I can't remember, Anyways, but I went to this airfield and there was planes taking off around me, and helicopters and gyrocopters, and I'm flying a drone. And the guys go, okay, just fly. Fly a triangle there, and I'm going, okay, but watch that gyrocopter. I'm like, yeah, I can see it.
Yes, obviously, the A2C and C. Someone in the chat. I did my A2C and C. That must have been 5 years ago. Now, but I'm not doing commercial work, so I'm probably not going to bother doing it because I'm just a hobby flyer. So,
it's not important as in you need to actually. It's only important to have because because you could have the CAA actually because they do have the ability to just pop on site, and I know that they do it. So and I was working for a big production company at that point when I was doing the shows over the UK, and there was just no chances taken. It wasn't a case of we know you're experienced enough and it's fine. You have to have it. And if you don't have it, and they walk on, we're screwed. So
Well, I mean, I think if you have liability insurance based on the fact that you've got that,
Yeah.
or if you haven't got that, and you should have it because the liability insurance is about, well, is next to useless, isn't it? Really. So
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So we've got another video that Jackie was telling me. This is, I'm sure you'll agree, Stephen. Well, it's your work, so well, not your work personally, but it's a video that I've you labelled as the greatest drone capture ever. So you know what I'm talking about.
He knows which
Oh,
one.
I know this one. Yeah, I know this one.
Watch this one and enjoy.
SpaceX gave us one of the most exciting moments in engineering in history at the moment. With the launch of Starship 5 and the capture of Booster 12, this was a historic moment in spaceflight. But in actual fact, this was actually, to my own opinion, the greatest drone footage ever captured. And I'm going to tell you why. Hi everyone, Stephen from the Flybyguys. Yes, Starship 5 was a historic moment for spaceflight, and the capture of Booster 12 was something which we will never ever forget. But I couldn't help but notice when I was watching this live that there was some very impressive drone footage there. Now, when I went back and watched it, I really said to myself that this is one of the greatest drone footage contents I have ever seen. And I'm going to tell you why, because this kind of content is not easy. Now, most of you out there, when you go out and you capture, you take some film and you know, it's something that you can do. And if you don't get it, you can just do it again. Well, in actual fact, when this Starship 5 launch happened, you get one chance. You get one chance only. And one thing which I noticed, and something which I had noticed because I had actually just done it, is that when you're doing something in low light, you really have to be careful with your exposure. So when you're concentrating on the framing, when you're concentrating on the exposure, because the light is always changing. And one thing about this launch is that the light was constantly changing. So there was drone footage from the very beginning when there was some nice landscape shots coming in here, and then obviously just before the launch itself, you know, the sun was coming up. So this kind of footage, you have to be very, very, very careful that it looks good. But at the same time, you have to get the framing, you're watching your battery, there could be delays. And when you have delays, that will obviously affect your battery. So not knowing what's going to happen, there's so much that you have to think about. Whereas at the same time, again, the framing is the most important thing. So when the launch happened, obviously, this is going to be very loud, and it's going to be something within the drone pilot's environment that it's not the easiest place to be, I'm sure, because the place is shaking. But again, you have to concentrate on the framing. You have to make sure that you've got everything right. Now, when the drone, when the Booster 12 was coming back, for example, they didn't know if it was going to, if it was going to be caught, because they were thinking about putting it in the sea. So again, the drone operator, in fact, there was few drone operators in different positions, so they didn't know, but they were probably getting information in their ear. So they were trying to be in a certain position, but not knowing where this was going to be. So this and all of this combined, and the fact that they managed to get that shot, I think this constitutes, to me, being the best drone content ever actually captured. I don't know. Now there's no knowing who done this, and I've been looking, and I know that there's been some people out there trying to find out as well, and we don't know who done this, but I take my hat off to them. I think that this was fantastic. This was not an easy thing to do. When you're doing this, the uncertainty of everything is something that you have to work with. And when you have delays and the light, and let's say this is very stressful. When we done this with the Tesla light show that we done last year, that was very uncertain. But we had drones all over the place. But again, we were really not sure. And how did this look? But of course, it turned out great. But you have to manage your expectations. You have to manage everything, because when you get one go at it, one try, and there's no other try, then you have to really step up. And that's what these guys did here, and really, hats off to them. I think this was fantastic. What do you think about this content that I put there? I've only been showing the drone footage. There's nothing else apart from the drone footage, so I hope you can go back and watch it and actually appreciate it, because again, framing is everything here. Okay, Listen, thank you, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Really important. Good content on the way. Sorry I haven't been here for a while. We've been really, really busy as always. We're really busy coming up, so we'll try to get content out as soon as we can. But we'll see you on the next video. Fly safe.
Wow, that was brilliant.
I must admit, you talked about, you mentioned on there who I thought so. We put into Chat GPT who actually filmed that. No answer.
Yeah, it's kept very quiet. It's kept very quiet. But I have so much respect for those guys. Knowing, I mean, you will all know what it's like when you get that one special shot.
Oh yeah.
And you kind of go, yeah. Well, I don't know if you've ever seen. There's this one video which is on Instagram, and I think I've got it saved, and I'll send it to you after the show. It's two guys in the States, and they're filming a stadium, and I think but I don't know if you've ever worked with a dual control. So when you have someone flying the drone and someone operating the camera,
that's what Robin and Marisol were doing, wasn't it, Terry? Do you remember?
Yes, yeah.
It's like with the Inspire and whatever, you get two controllers.
Yeah. So you do it with Inspire, you can do it also with Matrice as well. And these two guys were filming, I think it was a football game or something, and then there was fireworks coming up, but they had everything framed absolutely perfectly, and they only had one chance. They only had one chance to do it, and it was perfect. And you could, and they were actually videoing themselves as they were doing it, right? And you can see the excitement that they're getting, but they're still operating. They're kind of going, and guys go, fly, he's doing it. And I could so relate to that. I could so relate because I really felt quite emotional watching it, because I've been in that position myself, knowing that you've got something special that is unique and wonderful, and you've caught it on camera.
Elaine does that all the time, but then she gets to the end and says, "Oh, I didn't press record."
You would be surprised. You would be very surprised how much actually how much that happens, and it happens a lot. And we do so when we're doing our operations and we're doing things that we're together. I will always say to everyone, "Can you confirm that you're recording?" And the guys go, "Of course." And they confirm. Because
right. So in traditional manner, of course.
I would say Kev point, but it's not moving.
It's all both sides.
Linda's bringing the tea.
Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
I'm quite engrossed in Call the Midwife.
Yeah. Right. Anyway, so it's that time again, and you know what time I'm talking about. You know what time I'm talking about this time.
And now it's time for Terry's Joke of the Week.
Are we ready?
Oh yes.
Right. A lonely man walks into a mysterious, exotic pet shop and spots a small, nondescript cardboard box on the counter. The sign next to it reads, "Talking Centipede, £100. Intrigued by the idea of a conversational companion, he pays the money and takes the box home. He sets the box gently on his kitchen table, opens the lid and peers inside. It looks like a normal centipede. Eager to make a connection, the man says politely, "Would you like to go to the local pub with me for a pie and a pint?" No response. Absolutely no response from the box. Thinking the little guy might be shy or hard of hearing, the man waits a few minutes, leans in closer, raises his voice slightly. "I asked if you wanted to grab a drink with me." Still total silence. Now the man's getting frustrated. He thinks he's been scammed. He waits another 10 minutes, fuming. Finally, he leaned right over the box and screams, "I asked you a question. Do you want to go to the bar or not?" A tiny, exhausted voice shouts back from the box, "I heard you first time. Stop yelling. I'm putting on my shoes."
Terry's joke of the week.
All those shoes.
100 of them.
I did like that when I saw it. I thought, oh, I'll have that one. Yeah.
Terry, what goes 99 bonk?
Centipede with a wooden leg.
Oh dear. I'm sure people like that. Oh, we got a few laughs on there. Hang on, I'll put my shoes on. Anyway,
we know that one.
they wouldn't have any problem flying in drone, though, would they?
Oh, quack. Good doing the boot. I've been waiting and waiting for 5 years for the boot, but they won't give it me. I'm hopping around.
Give Terry the boot. Mark says, you give Terry the boot. That's
Not nice.
You right there, Kev?
Kev's fine. He's fine. Actually, I thought he was actually rehearsing for his next art installation where he actually becomes a mannequin.
That's it. He only moves if you throw money at him.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a secret.
Because actually apparently he's I heard apparently he's going to be in the shop window of Marks and Spencer's.
I think he's in the shop of Marks and Spencer. Oh dear. Right. Yeah. I think we've got. Oh yeah. There's a bit of advice for you from Stephen.
There's so much advice out there on social media land giving you advice about how to fly a drone and some aspects about what to do in order to get the best out of your drone. But there's one piece of advice I came across, and this was on Instagram a couple of months ago, and I commented on this video to say that it was bad advice. And I got a lot of support from people saying that I was right, and then some people saying that I was actually wrong. But and we're going to talk about this advice. It basically involves your drone and gaffer tape. Hi everyone, Stephen from the Flybyguys, and yes, we're talking about drones and gaffer tape and basically covering your holes on your drone, that is. So this piece of advice, I'll leave the video in the description below for you to look at. It's an Instagram link, so, and you can find my comment in there in which I'm giving my own opinion about this, and you'll see the amounts of replies and support that I got from that as well. So basically what the person is saying is that they are flying in winter conditions and also rain conditions as well, and how they get by that is by actually getting some tape and covering up the ventilation holes on those drones. And this is a good way for them to not have the drone get cold. Now, I think that this is a very bad idea because your drone has got ventilation ports, okay? So, for example, this is the Mini 3 Pro. You have ventilation ports at the back here, and you also have ventilation ports, which is actually behind the gimbal here as well. They are really important because air has to go through and it has to keep cool as much as possible. Now, some of you will know that, I mean, especially the Mavic 3 Pro, it does tend to overheat. But even in winter time, you don't want to block those ports because if the heat doesn't get, if the heat doesn't escape, now even when it's cold conditions, this is still getting hot. So if that heat is not escaping, it will overheat and it will have an effect on the components inside the drone. It's very important to not cover those ports up, no matter what the conditions are. And this person is saying that he is actually flying in rainy conditions, and how he gets around that is that he actually flies backwards. Now, I still don't recommend that. That's still not a good thing because you still need to fly forward at some point, and you can get some moisture into the lens, and that's never a good thing. And also the components as well. Now, it's entirely up to you. I would never say to you, do not do something, because it's your own will. It's your drone. You can do. We can only give you advice, and I would say that don't do that because it's not the best. And of course, if something does happen to it, you've only have yourself to blame. But certainly when it comes to flying in cold conditions, be very careful. Duct tape, as they call it, or gaffer tape, or sometimes, as we call it here in Finland, Jesus tape. And I don't know why we call it that. Or actually, I think I do. But do not cover your holes with gaffer tape. I know that sounds controversial, but please don't cover your holes with gaffer tape. Don't cover your drone holes with gaffer tape, because it will have an effect on the drone. And we'll see you on the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, please. I'm sorry, I'm talking about this. I shouldn't. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video. Fly safe.
I think that is so right there, Stephen, because your battery would overheat and explode.
Yeah.
Now, I've had that happen in.
Right.
Didn't use gaffer tape, did we, Jack?
Well, we didn't need to because it was like 40 degrees, but
Yeah.
And that battery exploded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
I
exactly
mean, the thing is, there's components inside the drone that obviously need air circulation.
Yeah.
That's why they put vents in. Otherwise, they wouldn't bother. Wouldn't they?
Of course they wouldn't. Yeah, it's stupid, isn't it?
And of course, none of the mini freezer, none of them have fans today, because obviously things like the bigger drones have fans in, whereas the mini range certainly do not.
No.
Yeah, it is very important to not cover up those holes, because it's
When you're updating like the mini range drones, I don't know if they've had
yeah,
it.
they overheat when you're updated, don't they?
yeah, they do.
And it shuts down. Can you imagine your drone up in the air and it shuts down? Where's it going to go?
Yeah.
Southwards.
Centigrade.
Yeah.
40 degrees centigrade.
That's
What's
it.
that?
Someone just asked whether we had 40 degrees Fahrenheit or centigrade.
Centigrade.
Overheated, yeah.
For you Americans out there, that's 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's always good to have an American to keep everyone updated with the temperature.
The finest temperature you've ever seen. The best temperature in the world. I've never seen a temperature like it. I love it.
We always had Fahrenheit in the UK, and then all of a sudden we just swapped to centigrade.
We've got both, haven't we?
Well, you guys don't know the crap I get. If you watch my videos, I quote everything in metric, not temperature, but virtually everything else in metric. I get just a raft of people. I mean, angry. You're an American. How come you're not an imperial? You know, I'm going. Well, think about that name Imperial. Anyway,
where it confuses people, Mark, is because the people who moan it, the people who can't convert the difference between one and the other. But that's that's why we have mobile phones these days. Hey Siri,
I tell you, that's the thing that I feel like saying. Well, I can't help it if you can't multiply in your head or divide in your head. What am I supposed to do about that? Yeah.
Mark says at some point the Americans will start using sensible units.
Well, what's odd is we already do. I mean, in other words, you go buy a Chevy, it's a 6.2 liter engine. It's not a, they don't quote it in cubic inches anymore. All the components are in metric. It's 10 millimeter, and
Caroline said, "Save trouble, just use Kelvin."
Yeah.
or horses' hands, or
hands.
Well, the one that I think that you guys in the UK use that's really weird is stone. I'm 12 stone, or what the
14 pounds.
I can relate to when you give me a weight in kilograms. I say, how many stones is that?
Well, a kilogram is 2.2 pounds, so there's 14 to a stone. So work it out yourself.
How many guineas is that worth?
Exactly.
That's 21 shillings. What is a shilling? 5 pence.
Look, we could do this all night.
We could indeed. Every American weight and measure are defined in metric.
It's true. It's true. It's true. Yeah, and then of course, if you have your wind, so you can be doing it in meters per second, knots, or miles per hour, or even kilometers, and it starts to get, and usually if you bring in like another drone operator, so sometimes we'll bring other. And we're always used to using meters per second, so
how many meters? And then
so it's like, okay, so we have to make sure we're doing meters per second. The guy's going, what is that in kilometers per hour? We're going, oh, fuck Christ. So
it's interesting because Caroline says the USA is officially metric. So why do they sell fuel in gallons?
They're not. The USA is not officially metric.
No, it's not.
No. Well, they sell fuel in gallons. We buy the UK fuel in the UK as litres.
In Spain, we use centigrade or grad. Isn't that right, Jack?
Centigrade.
Yeah.
So the only difference is someone rightly points out that 16 fluid ounces is a gallon in America. In the UK, it's 20.
16 fluid ounces is a pint in America.
Yeah.
It's a pint. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So, but in the UK, it's 20 fluid ounces in a pint. They work that one out. Anyway.
Welcome to the measurement show.
The drone measurement international. Anyway,
and the occasional drone.
We could do this all up. Steve, thanks ever so much for joining us.
Pleasure as always. Thank you for having me. Anytime.
We'll make sure you come back before a year this time.
Yeah.
Years too long.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Kev, you won the competition. The person, the stillest person on the show ever.
He should actually. Kevin should be in the Edinburgh Fringe Festival next year.
Yeah, he could.
He could go stand up. He could make a fortune.
Anyway, whatever you're doing for the rest of the week, enjoy, and we'll come back and do it all again next Sunday. We'll get Kev to move next week. I promise.
Yeah, we'll make a move.
I know we're not the fun.
Still be there. He'll still be in the same position next week.
We'll just leave him there. We'll just leave him there. Anyway, have a good week, all, and Steve, see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Work out the press the button. There we are.
Good night.
Fish.